fuel, baby.
Why you think all the labels is buying all of these masters? I feel like they got a plan. And why is everybody selling all this shit? If they see them buying everybody, is nobody thinking about why are they buying everybody's publishing and masters?
I am. I am. The same reason why they buying all these houses. You notice that too.
Yes.
These little residential houses, these companies is buying them up because that's where the real money at. Intellectual property.
IP.
Right. Physical property. Like, look, all these movies and all this stuff, you know, that's big money when they license songs to come. It's going to be one company that's going to corner the market, that's going to own most of the masters and the movie company. So now...
a real-time monopoly.
Now, when they do movies, anybody that's not in the pot to get picked from, then they not using them. They want to use the ones.
But don't they kind of do that now? So you talking about on a grander scale because they do that through the publishing companies, Sony Publishing. They get with the movie motherfuckers. We want to put our music in there only. It's all Sony artists. We want to break other artists. You know, let Nas when Nas is on Sony. Let Nas.
But guess what? Universal can do that.
Isn't that the same type of thing? But it's just gonna be one. You're saying.
Yeah,
you think
obviously it's probably not just going to be one. It's going to be probably two or three. But I mean, the other part of that is, you know, I try to look at everything with a real estate position. It's like if I buy a house, I know that no matter what I pay, I want to make at least 2% per month off of this house. That tells me it's a good deal off the rip. Anything under that, I'm not even looking at it. So now, if you look at copyright game, if I own a song, whatever I pay for it, do you know how much it is? It's probably like 20-30% per month that I'm getting off of what I pay for the song. And it's stable. These staple songs are gonna live forever. So really you selling real estate that you could make money off of forever. Just for a payday today. Then they tell you shit like, all right, well, because they really do it in multiples, right? So they'll give you, let's say you make $1,000 a year off a record. They say, well, we'll give you a 15 times multiple. They give you $15,000. And then they go in and they push the button.
And make the record make more money.
And make more money.
I know that's the whole thing because they're buying the record from you because they know they can place the record and make money. Once they gave you that $15,000, that's just a portion of what they're already going to get paid.
No, let's spin it back. I quote what y'all just said. We got to slow this down. An artist sells their catalog because the record's moving slow. That was one of the issues all the artists had when Diddy gave back their publishing. They're like, it ain't moving. So they're like, let me take the cash advance because it ain't moving. Now we're like, we sunk your record. Now we're going to diesel fuel it back up.
See, that's the game.
Yo.
They'll sink your record before they make you an offer.
Yeah, they got to.
Right.
Because if they don't, you're gonna be like, why am I gonna do this? I'm reaping royalty, even if it's not a lot of royalty. If I'm getting 30,000, 15,000 off my royalty, why am I gonna sell it? I'm gonna rock out with this for the rest of my life with my other records that I have as well.
Because when we first started speaking, and he told me the way labels stop an artist is to slow down their funding, their budget, because
power.
Yeah, the power because. Y'all come from the time when videos was $1 million, everything was coming in, and they're like, now we slow down that record, that money ain't the same. He's the first person to ever tell me that.
I know, I'm gonna make you owe me now.
Yeah.
So now life is gonna owe me, straight up and down. I'm not gonna
predatory.
Listen, this is simple. I got a demand for Life Records for $500,000. I'm only pressing 200,000.
You lost the
He
record.
already don't even know he finished.
He finished.
I'm finishing him right now. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna sell the record. You're not, and then I'm gonna let him shoot a video because I'm gonna get a kickback. That's gonna go. It's gonna put him more in the red. I'm gonna just dun him off, and I'm gonna finish him all the way down to the final compound. Now when Life gets the shit, he already pissed, and he like, I owe y'all niggas $3 million. The fuck is you talking about? When I got the hottest record going out, how am I only selling 200,000?
How many spins is that?
Nigga, I'm gonna control the spins too.
Yeah. Yeah,
you definitely gonna control.
I'm gonna control the spins too. What are you talking about? See, this is what niggas don't know. I can control the spins. That's why niggas, a rapper or singer, the number one thing y'all gotta do, y'all gotta get a friend and an ally within the building. that's gonna tell you your life. Listen, this is what they doing. You got to get a discretionary fund. So life can say, oh, they trying to out me. Yo, let's go get the money.
Let me add two things.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's go, life.
Not only do you gotta have a friend in the building that'll tell you what your situation is gonna be, you gotta accept that situation because niggas will tell you the real. This is how long they want you around for. This is the purpose they want you around for. And you mad. You think that you could somehow finagle out of this position. No, you got to look at the position and figure out how you can pivot into something else when the position is up. And then also, number two, this is, I don't really have regrets, but if I could do some extra stuff differently, you can't be scared to spend your own money on yourself.
I tell these niggas this.
Drop the mic.
Bro, I tell these niggas this.
Man.
Yo, bro, we spend our own money.
Got to.
We are independent podcasters ranked up with all the rest of them. But like I tell niggas, I say, yo, the difference between us and them is they got more money because they got a machine, and we have to spend our money actively on and spend it on the right things.
But it makes sense to spend your own money. Like a situation, I don't really be telling my business, but I'm gonna tell you a situation just in case somebody is listening. So I had a deal with Sony in the beginning. So my deal with Sony said, of course you probably know this, that whatever they spend on the video, they're allowed to recoup half of it. Not the whole video, they're allowed to recoup half of it. But they also, which is crazy, they also still own the video forever. Like they own 100% of the video. Money's made on the video. So what's going on with me right now is that Sony, they recouped 100% of the video, right? Instead of half the video. But since, this is another thing too, because they only give you a 3-year window to audit them. So they know you ain't gonna audit them in the beginning. That's when all the dirt go on in the first 3 years. That's when they kill you. And then, so then when you finally realize 15 years later, when you might be having a couple money problems and somebody put in your ear, yo, they wasn't supposed to do this and they owe you, because Sony really owed me like about $15 million, bro. You know, my first record,
15 M's, nigga.
And look why. With
no wonder you want to be around niggas.
My accountant did the math with the stuff because Sony, I had a clause in my contract that said that they couldn't, what is it called? Cross collateralize.
Okay.
Which means that if your third album tank, but your first 2 albums was love, they can recoup the tanking from your third album from your first 2. So I didn't have that in my contract, but when I looked, they had cross collateralized
everything.
I still owe them $1 million from my first album, which is like 3 times platinum. I still owe them $1 million, and the reason why is because I never hit them in 3 years. I never hit them in 3 years. So now they'll be like, yeah, we made some calculation errors, but you didn't catch it in the 3 years. So we don't owe you nothing.
Listen, I don't heard from this guy.
I heard you can still do a forensic audit after 3 years. You can't?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And I did all of this.
You did the forensic too?
But
I like this business talk,
I was going to do a forensic. I didn't keep on going with it because the guy actually told me to finish the whole accounting thing. Like, I'm be paying $1 million to get it done. Like, he was like, it's money there. Do you want to risk that $1 million on something that may not work? But the reason why I didn't do it is because look how these cats play, and I respect it. When we put in to get all the paperwork, no bullshit, we got a FedEx truck with probably like 40 boxes in it, bro. How you gonna find?
Yep, that's number one. They flood you with the boxes.
Flood you with the boxes.
And then the lawyer's gonna charge you to look through all of that.
And if they owe me $15 million, it makes financial sense that they can spend $5 million just making this shit go on 80 years. But for me, I only got a certain budget that I can spend.
They said unlimited.
So I took out what I said in the beginning. I just accepted it because it is what it is. I don't got the money to fight them. Be more careful next time.
Currently.
You know?